legends! We have a new giant update ready for you just in time for the holidays. Let's see what's in store. First off, an epic campaign. The Big Mammy is here. Battle through the 120 milestones with Admiralty backing to earn the American battleship Massachusetts, as well as plenty of other rewards, including the Japanese light cruiser Yahagi. Massachusetts is a brawling South Dakota-class battleship with 9 violent 16-inch guns and a potent secondary battery alongside her well-protected armour scheme. For the first time, a single campaign has 2 premium ships. Yahagi is a Tier 4 Japanese light cruiser with powerful torpedoes and is the reward for reaching milestone 40. Be sure to start working on the limited time project, North Cape. You will earn Arctic permanent camos for 3 ships, the Duke of York, Scharnhorst and Edinburgh. Be sure not to slip. The Santa containers are back this update with a bang. Each one could contain a premium ship like Gremyashi, Belfast or a bunch of other great loot. There's even an exclusive newcomer to the Super Santa container, the Japanese battleship Ki, plus a small chance to receive a super prize, a whole bunch of doubloons, XP, commander items or premium time. Yet another round of ranked shenanigans, this time using Tier 5 ships and 5-man teams. Rules for this season are stricter than before, so improving your rank will take dedication. Persevere, outsmart your opposition and get to rank 1. Tying the ribbon on the update is the Icebreaker event. You can collect Icebreaker coins by playing with or against legendary tier ships, succeeding in ranked battles, opening Super Santa containers, as well as completing extra tasks after finishing the Big Mammy campaign. If you get enough coins, you can even get the Russian premium Tier 7 battleship Lenin, with its powerful forward arrangement of 16-inch guns. Haven't got your legendary ship yet? Or looking for something new to try? 3 new legendary ships are available to everyone for Icebreaker coins. Conqueror, Worcester or Gehring can be rented for the duration of the update, so you can try these beasts before they appear in the Bureau. At long last, the Armour Viewer is here as well. Now you can finally see all the inner workings of the ships in-game and find out more information on how to sink your enemies and not expose your own ships to extra damage. The holiday update brings many new additions to World of Warships Legends, Massachusetts, the Armour Viewer and plenty of events to get involved in. Be sure to check out the patch notes for more details. Happy holidays and keep turning the tide.
Greetings, everyone. So you might notice that we are going solo today, and that is because Chris and Robin are currently enjoying their holiday vacation, and as much as they possibly can. Sorry for the delay earlier. We had a little bit of an issues setting up the stream. I am Prince Flip, the North American community manager, and I hope that all the audio sounds are here as well. We have 2 guests joining us today, and one of them being our wonderful Phil, and the other one being Calypso. So I believe this is her first appearance on stream. So go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Calypso, you first.
Okay, hello guys. Hello everyone. I'm very happy to be here streaming. It's not my first stream actually, but I'm very happy to be back. So let's hop on and have a great stream today.
I'm probably just as happy as Calypso is, maybe more, just by the virtue of my unbearable weight. Happy to be back streaming. And Lane, you would not believe it, but me and Calypso, once we've had a thematic stream with us playing the Mother of Dragons and Jon Snow.
Okay.
Caligula was the Mother of Dragons, yes.
So, we only have Facecam for me today because we weren't able to set it up for everybody, and I'm the only one in the office here in Prague. And so the reason, like some of you pointed out, that I'm not taking holiday, I'm too important for a holiday or something like this. No, it's more like I can't really get back to the United States at the moment, so might as well be here. And so so we've got a big update that came out yesterday. We've got 3 new legendary ships available for rent. We've got the Massachusetts campaign, the Big Mammy campaign, as well as plenty of other things to work towards, and the Super Santa containers, of course. So we're going to try to get through as much as that as we can during this stream. If Phil and I can get into a division together, that is, and we will see how it goes. First off, is the volume okay for all of us? Please let us know in the chat so that I can make adjustments as needed.
Testing 1, 2. Me and Calypso are on the same channel, so it's going to be easier than usual. There's essentially 2 sources of volume, so please tell us if anything needs to be changed.
Mm-hmm. And also, we shall go over to the gameplay. I will try to keep up with your questions as fast as I can. But
and I will help you out. I will be reading your questions from the channels.
Thank you. That'll be really good. We shall switch over to gameplay here because, So
just FYI, we're trying desperately to get into a division. Something is preventing us vigorously. Don't think it's... You're playing Xbox One X, right?
No. I'm playing Xbox One.
And
I'm playing Xbox One X.
And there we go.
Yeah, there we go. So
I'm
problem
serious.
solved.
Nice.
So I think we will leave it for chat to decide what we do first. So what are people most excited to see us play and get into? We play anything that's new, ideally.
Yes, the Massachusetts, the Yahagis, the Lenin, the Key, anything, the Worcesters, Conquerors, and Gearings.
Indeed. So the voice of the update trailer is not Calypso. That is one of our voice actors that we work with. We've worked with for quite a while now. She does mispronounce Worcester in the video. That is my fault because I wrote the script for that and did not give her a pronunciation for that. And so if you read it, it seems like it should be Worcester or Worcester or something like that.
Yeah.
But it is Worcester, like rooster with a W. And so that is my bad. Apologies. And so it looks like people want us to try out the legendary ships, and so we can give that a go.
Of course, everyone wants to see legendary ships.
I got my Conqueror on the ready.
Okay, I will go out in the Worcester, and so people might notice I'm not running the Equilibrium of Power ability. I found that if you can catch enemy cruisers with armor piercing, you can really mess them up with the Worcester. And so I'm running refill station just to maximize my rate of fire as much as I can. And so people are from the patch notes, we have nerfed Equilibrium of Power quite substantially. It now cuts your fire chance in half. And so
after all the modifiers.
Yeah, after all modifiers. And which is important because that's a notable decrease. So let me throw on some boosters here and we shall go into, I need to unready.
And I think I need to apologize in advance for my clicking sound. That is my somewhat new Series S controller, it's pretty clicky. I'm sorry. But it will make sounds like this. I'll try to minimize it.
By the way, I love the camouflage which Prince Bleb chose for this battle. It's very festive and Christmas. Although you can't see us guys, I'm in the Christmas hat. So if you have one, you can have it too on your head, just for the festive mood. Why not?
Right. Plus extra dispersion from incoming shells and extra concealment.
Yes.
Indeed.
6.9%.
This is the new Santa 21 camouflage, and it's pretty nice if you ask me. So let's go ahead and hop into battle here. So questions anywhere? So I noticed somebody already has asked winter carriers, Q1 2021. That has not changed. And the amount of info that we have available has also not changed. So pretty much any of your questions is too early to say anything about, because we don't know exactly how they'll look. Their first appearance will be in a test event similar to the Yamato test event. So that is all the carrier news that we have at the moment. So
there is a question about sea conditions, whether we will have any big waves or a change of weather in the future. This is like a constantly repeating question, and
yes, we have it every stream.
Yeah.
I can confirm. Unfortunately, we are not planning to change the physics of our game any considerable amount, and that would indeed require a substantial rewrite of the underlying code of the engine. So, I guess unfortunately for some, no crazy conditions that affect the battles. At least none like that is planned for 2021. We'll see what happens later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because adding ship states, there's a lot of variables between ships in terms of how they move in the water and how stable they are and how that affects other things. And so that is a lot of effort to plug in. So
someone needs to invent a gaming chair which will try to simulate the waves and distract you from trying to shot.
They have full movement simulators for driving games.
Indeed. And
we should use this integration.
And they even have like barrel roll machines for flight simulators and things.
Oh wow.
So I guess to go over a little bit of what is the Worcester. The Worcester is a real ship that the United States Navy built. It is arguably the only relatively successful application of a 152 millimeter gun as a dual-purpose anti-aircraft weapon. It's basically the ultimate Atlanta. They made two of these ships, if I remember correctly, and they both served in the Korean War, but they were put out of service because for the price of one Worcester, you could get two Atlantas and keep them in service. So it wasn't too much of a better. As Jai has pointed out, apart from the HMS Tiger, who also had dual-purpose AA, although not to the same scale, I would say, to the U.S. Version. So here we go. Over here on the same side of the map I got deleted on last time.
Make a first contact with Alaska. I think fires are bound to happen, and here we go. 2 fires.
Worcester was also the largest light cruiser ever built, because light cruisers are not dependent on weight, but on what size of gun it has. Armor can even be thicker than that of a heavy cruiser.
I am right at your aft, so be careful.
Yeah, I'm going forward. Phil is playing the Conqueror, which is mostly a made-up ship, to be honest. The guns are from an early draft design of the G3 battle cruisers, and then everything else is basically Lion and Vanguard design taken to the next level.
Ouch.
Also, playing legendary ships this update and playing against them will give you additional icebreaker coins. So if you're collecting one, consider having this ship rented or any of the other two?
Yeah, you can get up to 600 a week. So 3,600 total. I am doing completely stupid things because Yamato. Have to give my apologies to the blue team. Gonna be the potato of the day.
Gonna see if I can take out this Edinburgh. And so,
Translate some fires.
Ouch.
How are the levels? Do we have any complaints about the levels?
yeah, how are the volume levels, guys? I hope that everything is even enough, or that you can hear me pretty well. You can probably hear them better than you can hear me.
Does anyone overpower anyone?
So seems to be it's good. Thank you, thank you.
All right.
Ooh, Edinburgh, that's some juicy broadside you're showing me.
I might even be in the reach of secondaries to activate my enhanced secondary targeting. If I survive for another... Nah, I won't. Well, it started well. And torpedoes.
Oh, yeah, we got a destroyer over here somewhere.
Wind tag 420 got me.
Try and take out this Edinburgh.
Calypso, please shoot me with questions, because
I'm looking for
ship
something
already-
aside from aircraft carriers.
Okay, let me share everything I can about aircraft carriers.
Here we go.
Okay.
Spoilers number one.
It's gonna be. We're pretty sure that it's not gonna be later than Q1. We are absolutely sure that it's gonna be a test event, and wow, that's a nice torpedo beat. And
Yep.
pretty much, we're also sure that it's not gonna be for the duration of the whole update, because as fun as Yamato was, if you remember the first event with Yamato, we've had to change the rules quite a few times just to keep it fresh and just to keep the matchmaker fed enough. So when carriers arrive on their first test, it's going to be a few weeks, maybe 2, maybe 3. See, and you'll get the carriers you'll get to test are probably not going to be top tier. And that's all I can say about carriers.
So yeah, this is all, guys.
Wait.
What?
There's more. But wait,
more?
there's more. There will be specialized carrier commanders.
Oh yeah, that's important to know.
Yes.
And they will be. I think I can spoil this. They will be new commanders.
Correct. And historical as well.
Yeah. I saw one question here that was about gun sounds. How do we pick them? Is it based on the original sounds? Correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, but we are using sounds from the PC version of the game brought over. And,
yes, and I think they used some enhanced samples of what they could get and some approximations of what they couldn't, but do not quote me on that.
And there are some inconsistent sounds, like Odin's, for example, being, I believe, sounding like cruiser guns, even though they're 350 millimeter or 305 millimeter. That is on our list of feedback items to try and make it more consistent for what caliber. And so,
yeah, unfortunately, it takes longer time than we'd like to, mostly because of the second wave of Corona. For example, me and Calypso, even though she is talking from the office, I'm still staying at home. A lot of us are working remotely, so it's a bit of an inconsistent approach, I would say. Some of us have to move back and forth, so it adds time to development. We're sorry for that, but we feel that Christmas update is filled to the brim with content, and once we're done with day one issues, should be good to go. And I think I interrupted Calypso. Let's go.
Yeah, that's okay. I have a few questions. I have a few people asking the same question. Are divisions ever be able to team up with tier 7 or legendaries together?
At least not yet. Since our matchmaker works in a way that it looks at a mixed division as a single legendary entity, we already have games that are not mirrored with legendaries, and we allowed it, but once there are enough, we will try to minimize it. But divisions will guarantee that there will be matches with discrepant amount of legendaries per team. And just sorry, I need to ask Prince Blip if we want to go for another one with the same ships. Do we want to switch?
I'm going to switch over to the gearing. I do not have an optimal commander, and I realize this.
I have a suggestion for Prince Blip, because I've seen this question multiple times on social media, and I see some here in stream. How do you choose your commander? How do you choose the build for commander? So maybe once during this stream you can work through how do you choose the commander and why?
Oh dear. Most of what I go off of is what I have leveled. But so if we can go through my decision-making process with William Halsey here, I'm probably going to get roasted by a bunch of our better players than me. But so the decision-making process here with Halsey is that I know that gearing has good torpedoes, and I know that it also has relatively good guns. They're American guns, so they struggle at longer ranges, but can handle things pretty well. Prop mod, yeah, I need to go for prop mod, I know. And then, so I have a mixture of gun abilities and torpedo abilities here. Torpedo speed is always a plus, especially if it doesn't reduce your range, because that reduces the amount of reaction time that your enemy has to dodge your torpedoes. And then the see detectability range that always helps you hide better. And then reload time, that's just a flat DPM increase. And then I like smokescreen more than I like my engine boost. And then unstoppable is kind of a no-brainer on destroyers, since their engines and rudders tend to get disabled quite easily. My inspirations are just the other two destroyer commanders that I have leveled at the moment. So that was my process there.
Thank you for this insight. Hope this hope this helped someone. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have.
No, continue.
Sorry, I don't have enough credits in order to change the propulsion mod, so that's my bad. I didn't give myself enough credits. So
we don't have everything, guys.
Yep.
While we're on the subject of meta, could you show our players the coveted armor here?
Oh yes. So let's go back to the Wooster here. So it actually has armor. We, at long last, we have an armor viewer in the game, and we can see all this sort of stuff. It was difficult for us even to get exact armor details.
Not easy.
Yeah, and so each section of your armor. So this is a fairly good example. You have a fore and aft end armor, so that means your bow and your stern, and you can select parts of them. So the fore end plating and the aft end plating and the deck spaces on this ship are 32 millimeters, which is very good for a cruiser, and you can disable and enable that section if you need to, which is very helpful for determining how your citadel looks. So your citadel will be this one, the vital ship part armor. So this is the area, if you're wanting to get citadel hits, this is the area that you want your AP shells to be exploding in. If your AP shell goes through it, that is not a citadel hit. Your AP shell has to detonate inside this space. So we can see that the Warships bulkhead is 102 millimeters. I believe that is front and back. Yep. Yep.
If you go to the thickness wizard, it will actually help with determining what can and cannot be overmatched by what calibers.
Yeah. So if we look at 29 to 33 millimeters, can cause 406 millimeter and lower caliber AP shells ricochet. That also includes 410, which is 16-inch guns. These will help give you an idea of what you should be looking for in terms of shooting HE especially, and ricocheting in other areas. So I think it's a very good first step for armor viewing and ship stats improvements. I would personally like to see more details on like just more tooltips on like what overmatches what, but perhaps that's a future upgrade.
Perhaps.
And so, also, I guess a lot of people may have heard what what's called a turtleback armor in in popular use. I will show you what that means. With the best example being a German battleship. Probably the clearest example that I have available is Tirpitz. So to see a turtleback, to see if a ship has one, you want to disable the bow and plating and probably the torpedo protection. Go ahead and get rid of superstructure and battery mounts. And so it is attached to the casemate armor and not the citadel armor. And so the turtleback is this T shape with the spikes, the angles down. And basically what that means is the shell has to penetrate the sidewall, and then it also has to penetrate that angled surface in order to get into your citadel. And that drastically increases the effectiveness of your armor at close range, but at long range, that's a very straight angle in. And so that's the idea behind a turtleback. And so if you see this shape in there, more than likely it will have similar effects to a German turtleback. Some other ships have it, like the Richelieu and the Yamagi, but many don't.
Indeed.
So I'll go back to the gearing here, and we'll get into a battle here.
Uh-oh.
Considering the armor and modules for the legendary ships, what is going to be once the update ends? Does the modules are modules added to the rental legendaries? Yeah, they're given back, or what's going on?
Yeah, they're going to be stored in new inventories once the ships are removed on February 1st.
Cool.
Yep. So you'll either be able to keep them for the similar or same ships, or you can use them for some of your tier 7 ships. I don't remember whether legendaries have any of the unique mods, like MK3.
So, Phil Prince Blip, what do you think of adding sea mines to World of Warships Legends?
I think that sea mines are... I personally think that sea mines would be a bad idea. For one thing is you do not want to be in direct combat when you're doing anything around sea mines. You want to, if you are having to deal with sea mines, you do not want to be in combat at the same time. The French learned this the hard way in World War I, losing several battleships near and around Gallipoli, and the Russians also found this the hard way. So. I'm
obviously less versed in history as you are. What type of ships did they use to lay them?
The largest ship that would really lay a mine would be maybe a cruiser. Like theoretically, you can do it with any ship. To do it safely, you want to have dedicated ships for mine laying. Right. Destroyers can be used for it. Destroyers can kind of do a little bit of anything. But like that would probably be the class that would actually be able to do it in the game. And so
it would be another layer to the meta, but I'm just thinking about it. The first 2 minutes, destroyers would, instead of spotting, just laying down the mines.
There is a suggestion to place sea mines on the borders of the map so that people don't go to the corners.
Well, it's not illegal. I mean, if they go to the corners, just take the objective and let them loose. Indeed. Get some tea.
I'm seeing one question about the Pursuit of Strasbourg. That is on PC at the moment. That is not available in World of Warships Legends. So, although I eagerly await the day that we can have Strasbourg. Regulars will know that I am very, very much a fan of the Dunkirk class ships, and so.
I like the turrets in the front.
I like the turrets in the front, but also it's an interesting concept to have a lightweight battleship.
It is interesting. Is she lighter than Odin, for example?
Yes.
Okay.
A Strasbourg.
Lighter?
What would be lighter? Maybe some of the early battleships in the game.
I'm thinking whether some of the battle cruisers could be heavier than she is.
Oh yes, battle cruisers, like early battle cruisers, tend to be heavier than battleships of the same time frame, just because they're larger in order to get that speed, and so.
So we're talking Azuma, Alaska.
Oh yeah, Alaska is definitely Alaska and Azuma are larger than Dunkirk and Strasbourg.
Yeah, correct.
So Azuma is like 32,000, near enough 32,000 tons.
Yeah, since the battle just started, I'll take a few moments to share a giveaway link in both chats for Twitch and YouTube, so you can guys enter the giveaway. We're going to give you 42 Super Santa crates this time. So yeah, as always, just put in your platform and Xbox Game Attack or PSN ID, and by the end of the stream, we will announce the winners.
Indeed. That is 42 containers for 42 winners. Yes. So 21 per console.
Sure.
No, just one winner, all of them.
So there's another question. Do I think that Corvettes or monitors would fit into World of Warships Legends? No, I do not. Corvettes and monitors are both unified by one thing, and that is that they are very, very slow. We're talking less than 20 knots, less than 15 knots in some cases. And they're also Corvettes are very, very small. They're mostly designed for anti-submarine work and escort duties. Whereas the destroyers we have are more designed around actually engaging in battle and fighting other surface warships. And so I do not think that they will work.
I could imagine Corvettes as a respawning unit. Like you get 3 maybe. Not entirely sure what you would do.
Yeah, like you're talking like a large gun on a Corvette is a 5-inch gun. And that would be, you would have like 1 or 2 of them.
Setting fires and spotting. I guess considering they are very small, their concealment could be much better than destroyers, or like 2 kilometers by default, but they would not carry smoke. Anyway, it's not like we ever thought about it.
Yeah. So
we actually did, but we couldn't come up with a good idea, I don't think. But actually, back in PC days.
Yeah.
Way back.
I see some people interested in our story about manual secondary options. So we've introduced something last update. Phil, yes. Can you help me?
Yeah, enhanced secondary targeting is consumable available to all the battleships. It mostly replaces planes. In some other cases, like the Jamba, it replaces the main battery reload booster. What it does is it drastically improves your accuracy with secondaries, as well as boost their reload time. So ostensibly, if you come close to a destroyer and your secondary caliber overmatches their plating, you could delete such a destroyer. I think it's pretty easy to show with the Massachusetts. Do we have any requests for Massachusetts?
We can do Massachusetts. Oh, I don't have anything set up for Massachusetts. Oh dear.
If you give me 2 minutes, I'll do some magic. I mean, you can literally buy credits. I know it's sacrosanct.
Oh yes.
You can buy credits.
I have enough to buy credits.
Are we going to showcase Key this time?
Yes.
I would like to. Key, yes.
Lenin, everything that's new.
So let's see. I saw one question. Is there plans to add any Australian ships to World of Warships Legends? As far as I know, there aren't any specific plans at the moment. However, there's at least one or two that exist on PC. HMAS Perth comes to mind. But as far as I know, there are no plans at the moment.
No immediate plans again, because we either would have to use British commanders or create an Australian commander. Ideally, we would like to have unique commanders for each nation, which is good and bad at the same time. It can be sometimes, if it's just one.
And I'm going to explain my commander here. I'm going to use Willis Lee, which is an unorthodox American commander, just because I want to have maximum secondaries performance, and he has Porcupine. And so that's the plan there. Oh, yes, the new Fight Fire with Fire ability. To just go over that, basically, that is a new way to deal with taking fire damage in game. Maybe we can get it to trigger. I don't know if it will. But basically, it's an extra damage control that happens whenever your damage control is disabled, or rather, you have used your damage control and you have taken 3 fires.
Let me add a disclaimer. It can only activate when your damage control party is on cooldown. So for Soviets, once you deplete your damage control party, you can no longer activate. We're not sure yet if they should have it as a perma damage control party. We'll see the stats after this update, but usually, considering what we know, the 4th one is usually used at minute 10 or 12, so probably not. And some other skills were changed as well, improved a bit the ones that help deal with fires. So if you want to sacrifice some of your DPM and burn less, you're welcome to. I am using Vanguard, of course, to improve our immense chances of winning.
Yes.
That's teamwork.
So let's see. The new ability, or the fighting fire with ability on the new Azalane commanders. So I believe we plan to add them to those commanders.
Yes, they'll be added in the next update. I'm sure. Oh, and one last thing. If nothing else, the Fight Fire with Fire lets you use a skill that doesn't have any trade-offs for your legendary, for those commanders that only had a choice of 2 trade-off skills. For example, Henry Hyde. I think he's got running with scissors, and I'm blanking here, but the second one is, I believe, is a trade-off as well. Fight Fire with Fire does not have any trade-offs, so you're not limiting your stats, your ship stats in any way.
Right. And so, is there any plans to increase the division number from 3? No. Because the larger the division you have, the more impact on the game's outcome that they have, which is not good for the balance of the game.
If we are completely honest, 3-man divisions which have good communication and enough skill, they can carry pretty much everything.
Yep.
If you have like 2 destroyers and a raider cruiser, it can be the end of anyone. So no. Once we have clan battles, and we do have plans for clan battles, you'll be able to play 9 versus 9.
That's the next question. Clans, when?
2021, probably second half.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I see a lot of guys interested in like storyline campaigns and missions dedicated to some history events. I know that PC does have such projects.
They do, and it's not completely out of the question. However, even adaptation of what PC has takes us a couple of months, and the sad truth about it is not enough people play it.
Yep.
If you judge by PC stats, usually when a new PvE mission arrives, it's popular for a day, but it takes about 2 to 3, sometimes 4 months to develop, especially if it's from scratch. Fortunately, that's just development time that could be spent elsewhere. But we'll see what happens in the future. Maybe, I don't know, maybe online component become less popular for some reason.
So a question I've seen a couple times: why can we not use the black versions of ships in the bureau and camos on them, etc.? If you want to take that one, Phil.
So those are basically different ships in the code, and as you know, we are charging full prices for them if we are selling them. It's a double-edged sword, to be honest. Basically, they have to stay unique, but the only way for them to stay unique is not have them be the same unit as the non-black ship. It is, however, something that could be improved in the future. I'm not saying we will not ever, but it's not in our internal roadmap yet. We'll see. We'll see if we can do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't expect anything in the first half of 2021, to be honest.
Yep. So that's that. So I guess let me go over the Massachusetts a little bit. So Massachusetts is one of the U.S. Fast battleships, one of the South Dakota class battleships, which is, in my opinion, the best treaty battleship design that was made, to 35,000-ish tons. Some people would say the King George V takes the cake. Others might say that the Richelieu does, but I believe that South Dakota does. And so the Massachusetts served from the beginning to the end of the U.S. involvement in World War II, more or less. It participated in both the Atlantic and Pacific theaters, fought the John Bart at Casablanca, and won against the John Bart at Casablanca pretty decidedly, with some help. The thing with the Massachusetts is that if you have to go back in time to serve on any ship in World War II, this would be the ship to serve on, because no man died in combat aboard this ship. And so, like, it was a very, very lucky crew, very, very lucky ship to be on. And so, and it also, near as enough as historians can tell, it likely fired the first and last 16-inch shells of World War II from the Americans. So
a lot of history in that one.
Yeah,
they probably had a very good crew cat, or
probably on the
possibly.
mascot.
And so and it survives today in Massachusetts in Fall River, and you can see it as a museum ship there whenever it's open. And so
do you realize you're not allowed to lose your ship during this battle now?
Oh dear. Okay, I'll take it easy. There's a destroyer to my left somewhere.
Careful with those torps, yeah.
Yep. So one question I saw: why did it fight the Jean Bart with the French allies? So at the time, Jean Bart was under the control of Vichy France, which was controlling parts of North Africa, and so basically American forces had to neutralize it in port in order to secure parts of North Africa for the landings during Operation Torch. And so that's why they had to fight the John Bart. It didn't. This is not Mirza Al Kabir made man. This was a different event. It was not completely destroyed because John Bart got put into service afterwards. John Bart was not completed at the time. And it was the Massachusetts was assisted in sinking it by the Wichita and the U.S. carrier Ranger, which is probably the only notable thing that the Ranger was capable or should have done in the entire war.
Hater.
The Ranger was a bad ship and the USN knew it. But that's more or less the story behind that. There are plenty of politics going into John Bart and that engagement, which I am not qualified to talk about politically speaking in the slightest.
There is a suggestion for Prince Blip to make history streams, which is a good idea. I guess we should think about this. What do you say?
Should. Every day, 3 hours a day.
If you'll pay me to do it, I'll try.
We'll just have reruns, but live.
Okay.
I mean, we can ask our viewers which ship they would like to have first for history stream, and we will think about it.
And we will just take the niche of Drakinifel.
Oh dear, we've got a Vauquelin on the side over here. So let's see.
To the left.
Yep, to the left. Oh god, torpedoes. Those are the Miyako torpedoes. Oh, that might be the Vauquelins.
And yeah, guys, I mean it. Just pop down in the chat which ship you would like to see first for history stream, if there is one. That would be nice of you.
We'll think about it. Let's. Let the situation stabilize a little bit, and we can come up with some kind of a basic script. Maybe cover a particular battle.
Maybe.
That wasn't covered in the History Channel.
Yeah. So I want to answer one thing definitely about history here. Rogue Marksman pointed out Vichy France was controlled by Nazi Germany at the time. That is not true. Vichy France was an independent nation. It was not a puppet. It was nominally working with the Germans in some areas, but it was also working against them in some areas. But Vichy France was its own nation. It was. But it was it was nominally free, but yeah, it was not completely under the control of Germany. So,
but I mean, I guess they supported a similar agenda.
Yes, I mean they had to, more or less. It was. But it was not the case that Germany could tell them what to do in terms of everything. But
So
in reality, they could if they wanted to, but they didn't.
This alliance was legally a product of diplomacy, I guess.
Yeah, it was the surrender of France created Vichy France, and which was somewhat under the thumb of Germany, but Germany did not have that level of level of control over Germany did not have a detailed level of control over Vichy France. Would probably be the best way to put it.
And as you said, I'm losing my Vanguard, and I think you've lost your Massachusetts as well.
Yep. So let's go back to port.
It's unfortunate. By the way, next game you should show our players the visibility widget.
Okay, the Vichy France was independent. It was not free in the sense of the word, but it was essentially, it wasn't directly under the thumb of Germany. Germany could not tell Vichy France, you have to do this in terms of their economic policy or anything like that. There were it was a very interesting relationship, to put it mildly. It was not a direct puppet state. Of course, Germany then invaded later, and which led to the scuttling of the entire French fleet in Toulon. But for a while there, Vichy France cooperated with Germany, would probably be the better way to put it. But it was pursuing its own agenda. It was not an entire military occupation. It was a very interesting situation, but Germany could not. France wasn't in any condition to fight against Germany, but it was not in a position where it was under direct control, like say Poland was under Germany. It had its own ability to do some things. So, but enough about Vichy France.
France 101. That was the free introductory course to Prince Blip's history in words.
Yeah,
So here you go, Key.
Germany did occupy France, but they did not occupy Vichy France until later. There are two parts of France during World War II. There is occupied France and there is Vichy France.
Okay, tell me, are you French?
No. I do have French
Go to
ancestry.
the Japanese
but
nation.
yes. I've seen a few requests for us to play Key, as well as a mentioning of how to get Key. Key is only available in the super containers.
Super Santa containers, to be precise.
Yes, the Super Santa 21 containers, to be even more precise.
To be completely precise.
It is a very low drop rate, but it's meant to be exclusive and sort of rare ship in the game. So
You can check the link in the chat for drop chances if you're interested, and see what drops from Santa containers this year.
Just
How's he
FYI, if you find hunting for Key through containers frustrating, she'll probably appear in some other way later. I'm not sure how much later though, but there's nothing stopping her from doing so except for her, exclusivity for a time. As you know, we keep ships available only one way or another for some time before they become available in various ways.
So,
and same can be said for Lenin. If you're not feeling the fever, the grind for her, just wait.
Indeed.
A few months probably. Considering I'm not in the focus, I can take whatever I want, so I'm gonna take Transformer Camouflage.
Oh no!
And the Monarch.
Oh no! Bringing out the rare guns over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so the yeah. So let's see.
We didn't yet talk about the NOPCAP project, the new bureau project that we have this
yes.
update.
Correct. We'll get into it.
Okay.
Yes. We will cover that after this battle here.
We just need to win.
Yep.
10 times.
Go for it.
But I think I can describe it without visuals for now. It's 5 stages of 5 segments. The project is available until 1st of February. It's also comparatively very boostable if you compare it to other legendary projects or non-legendary as well. You can boost 80% of it, so I believe it's 4 stages of each segment, and the total sum should be around 15,000 doubloons if you're feeling crazy and boosting quick. But if you're just following the normal rhythm, and you have the ships and commanders, should be able to get everything. If not, probably the Arctic Camo for Edinburgh is attainable for pretty much everyone who has some of the ships and commanders that are required. We will be posting the project breakdown on Reddit either tomorrow or Thursday, and we will share it with Mark, aka White, who one of our community contributors who created a table for all the projects and all the requirements, so you'll have it in a very accessible space. But main attractions of the projects are the Arctic skins. It's Edinburgh, Scharnhorst, and Duke of York. Duke of York herself will be available week 3 of this update, so January 4th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, I think so.
Yep, yeah. I believe that's it. And I got so lost in answering the question that I rushed B, literally.
And so I guess to cover what the key is, the key looks very similar to an Amagi. It is not an Amagi. The key is the key class lead ship. It's in terms of gameplay wise, it's very similar to Amagi, but has torpedoes, which is very, very nice. Even though they aren't the greatest torpedoes on Earth, they do exist and they are a threat. This was a design.
Not try to aggressively engage with those torpedoes, though. I mean,
yeah, it's not the focus of the ship by far. The Key class was designed. The Key class ship was designed based off of the Amagi and the Tosa class battleships, kind of merging the two extremes of a large, slow, heavily armored battleship and the large battle cruiser that Amagi was. And so,
The God of Torpedo Beats was not good to me. Also, I have 3 fires now, and I did not pick up Fight Fire
Please
with
don't
Fire.
die. We have to win.
I will absolutely die in seconds.
How could
There
you?
No, Key is not the same class that Kaga was. Kaga was a Tosa class battleship. Key was to be the kind of the next class of battleships that were going to be built. It was the Key. It would be the Key class. So.
You're literally defending the honor of the whole wargaming family right now. No pressure.
Totally no pressure. Well, Phil, since you died, you can tell us more about Endless Trials.
Endless Trials.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of people asking about this tab. What does it mean?
Once you're done with the last milestone of the campaign, you begin completing Endless Trials, which bring you icebreaker coins, at least for this update. It might be something different in the next one. You get both weekly and daily tasks which move you along the milestones that appear after the milestone 120, and for each of those milestones you receive extra 30 icebreaker coins. I've had a breakdown of how many you would get just by doing that. It's several thousand, and if you are doing everything without spending doubloons, you can get up to 17,000 icebreaker coins, which is not enough for Lenin, but is absolutely enough for all the legendary rentals. You can get quite a few stuff for icebreaker as well. Check. You can get insignias, promotion orders, Santa camos. You can get Santa 2020 crates, and personal commendation as well. There's a limited amount of rewards, but you can get close to everything, I believe, if you do enough activities, and you absolutely do not have to hunt Lenin because it's a very specific ship. It's mostly attractive because of the layout, which is Nelson-like, and exclusivity, but again, don't kill yourself over one ship. Just have fun, grab the stuff. If you feel like it, get some crates. If you don't, just play to have fun.
Thank you. Okay, back to Key. Is there any difference in performance of Key guns and Amagi guns?
Yeah, it's literally a key to victory.
I'm not aware of any differences, but Phil might know more.
I think accuracy could be like 2% worse, but I'm not entirely sure. The overall armor is a little better. Gun performance should be pretty much 1-to-1 most of the time. By the way, do you have Fight Fire with Fire?
I do not on this ship, so.
Although I am watching your visuals, probably 60 seconds behind, or maybe 20 minutes.
And you're burning.
Yep, we're good. Oh, no.
Any ideas about future PvP game modes or like PvP escort modes?
We will have a new game mode, a new PvP game mode relatively soon. That's all I can tell. So yes, there are some ideas which are pretty much implemented. Expect the unexpected.
I hope that some of our viewers who are online today played last year's Halloween mode with Haven Transylvania and Rasputin. I like that pretty a lot.
It's Russia's famous love machine.
Come on. Good
Well,
missions are really,
everyone
really
knows.
fun.
Rah, rah, Rasputin.
Careful with the copyright. You have
Oh,
to change
yes.
the rhythm. Yes, or the words.
Make a cover.
I'm not sure about covers. We can do something inspired by Rasputin, a machine of love, which was respected in Russia. It's a descriptive thing.
We should
That is-
work more
if-
on music.
If anybody wants to study a person in history, that is a very good person to study. It's a very interesting person.
But at the same time, probably not necessarily a good person.
Yes, not a good person, a good person to study. Those are two distinctly different things.
Although I doubt it very much that the entirety of truth about Rasputin is known to this day or will ever be.
Oh, yeah, very unlikely.
If you want, if you look at the Merriam-Webster definition of mysterious, his picture appears right there.
I would believe it. It's there are so many strange things about that man. So yeah, we were both dead. So
We have another reverse win.
Reverse win.
Win by golf
Nice.
points.
We concede. We concede because we don't want anyone to feel bad.
These Santa camos. Oh, the Santa camos this year are sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
You can get to the North Cape project. There's not too much you can show. Mostly just the main prizes for each of the segments.
Let's just go through.
Yeah. So you can. So the. Can show the Arctic camos. I can show the Arctic camos because I did credit them to us. So let me pull them up here. So there is the first one that you can get is on Edinburgh, which is here. It covers. Oh, whoop. There we go. Disappeared there. Covers your ship entirely in ice. So this is probably a bit excessive, but it's very like the northern Arctic conditions will cover your ships entirely in ice, and you have to actively break that stuff off of your ship, or else you will find yourself to be an upside down ship very quickly.
It is a representation of what actually happened to some of the Arctic convoys.
Yes, especially the ones that went up and around to Arkhangelsk and Murmansk, which got entirely frozen on that way.
We will claim realistic and historic on this one.
Maybe that's a ghost ship.
Well, you cannot see through.
You cannot. Okay.
They're also slippery.
So here is the skin on Scharnhorst, so the Battle of North Cape occurred on December 26th, 1943. It occurred between mostly the battleship Scharnhorst and Duke of York, and off of the North Cape in the Arctic, and so the cruiser at the battle was not the Edinburgh; it was the Belfast. We have chosen to use Edinburgh as the example because it's more readily available to more people. I do not have the Duke of York at the moment. I forgot to give it to myself, I believe.
If you give me a few minutes.
Yes, I do not have Duke of York. The Duke of York basically. So the Belfast, along with a pair of other cruisers, I believe it was Sheffield and Suffolk, engaged the Scharnhorst and allowed them to allowed the Duke of York to approach closely, and using its radar, it pummeled the Scharnhorst into submission. The Schardenhorse gave a good showing herself during the during the battle, and the crew fighting quote unquote to the last shell. But the outcome was that the Schardenhorse ended up being sunk. So
I see some questions from people who participated in Season 8 of Ranked Battles. They are very concerned whether they are going to have the patch for Ranked First.
Yes, in fact, I'm going to manually create the patch. I believe we do it for rank 10 and for rank 1. The background for rank 10 and, of course, the champion patch for rank 1. I'll do it before the end of the week.
So no worries, guys. You will get them. Sent personally by Teligula, which maybe makes it a bit more special.
I'll seal it with a kiss.
Please do.
And
it will be a cyber kiss, obviously.
I mean, I can kiss my laptop. You tell me if it's a cyber kiss. You should have the Duke of York now by the magic of machinery. And also some credits.
Oh my.
Demonstration account.
I do.
Can be used to its full potential.
Let me throw on the camouflage here.
I do like the native one.
Is the only way to acquire the Yamato is through researching in the bureau? Yes. So for now, legendary ships are only available through Research Bureau or rental events like we have the subtite.
Yeah, if you want to get a taste, get yourself 1,500 icebreaker coins. I mean, even if you're not in a hurry, you should have that amount, I believe. Well, it depends on whether you have tier 7 ships or not. If you do, that will be week 2, end of week 2. Well, not end of week 2, it could be Monday of week 2. You could get a legendary until the end of the subdate, and you can use that legendary to get more icebreaker coins and maybe try another legendary. Or get yourself some promotion orders, insignias, or containers, or whatever.
Some of you guys asking how to get Duke of York. So no worries. It is coming to the premium shop.
During week 3.
Yes.
January 4th.
I was sure about that. Could someone double check that?
So keep in mind that the stats that I showed you is with a commander that probably has a suboptimal build. So things a little bit modified. But what's the difference between this and the King George V? So they are the same class of battleship, except Duke of York represents, I believe, a slightly later version of it. And the main difference is that Duke of York gets better armor piercing performance in terms of its auto bounce angles. Yeah, the ricochet angles are better. So it's think of it along the lines of American cruiser armor piercing, but it pays for that and a little bit of its rudder shift speed and its reload speed.
And she's got a sonar.
And she gets a sonar, yes. So that can be exchanged for secondaries targeting, but you're going to want the sonar.
Yeah, you probably will. And though it's a good question of how often do Bismarck drivers use their sonar.
True, it is a good question. So
let's use it more.
Right. Let's see. What is the plan now?
I am taking the Vladimir Ilyich Lenin.
Yes.
I'm choosing her, although I want to say him would fight fire with fire. No relation to song.
If you die this time, you should sing Jingle Bells in the end while sinking.
I can sing Jingle Bells with a full-on Russian accent.
I jinx you to sing Jingle Bells if you sing this time.
Can you jinx me to something, or can you jinx me until I do something?
I believe in order to jinx something, you have to say the same thing at the same time.
Damn.
So you have to catch him on something.
I'll catch him on Dine.
This has to be the game of my life now. Let's imagine I'm playing for mortgage, which but it is something that in many people's lives the most important thing.
That's a good question. Cross-platform divisions. Do we have any news to share about that, Phil, or is it still work in progress?
But I believe the return of complete cross-platform chat, which is independent from whether you play new gen or old gen, is pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Divisions are being pushed back a little again because of the lockdowns. They are in our internal roadmap, definitely.
So the linen here is basically a early precursor design to what eventually became the Sovietsky Soyuz class. So it's an early version of the Vladivostok that we have in game, and it's very much inspired by the Nelson class battleship, at least from a visual standpoint and layout. It was an attempt to have a ship underneath 35,000 tons. I very much doubt that it could actually achieve that.
The traverse is really, really nice. It's heavy cruiser like.
Yeah, the turret traverse is very nice, even with the reload mod.
Okay, for fun questions, are we going to nerf water?
Ooh.
What's what nerfed? I mean, we nerfed the sun.
You've nerfed the sun twice.
Twice. But to answer that, we would need concrete proposals. What about water has to be nerfed and why? Look at it as a business presentation. you have a case for nerfing the water.
We got Massachusetts and Amagi approaching us.
I mean, they're approaching you mostly.
So, what historical battles were on flat seas? I believe many of the battles in the Pacific were on fairly flat seas, relative. Not this flat, but they were relative to the ships there. The Pacific did have several engagements that were fairly calm.
So according to chat, you can choose between singing Jingle Bells or Silent Night.
Should we attempt to... There is a challenge I've seen comedians do, is that they try Silent Night completely seriously on their podcasts. Not trying to not make it fun.
I thought you were going to say sing Silent Night completely silent.
It's already night in St. Petersburg, so we can hum it.
Oh, okay. There's a third option, Country Road.
Country Roads Take Me Home. I gotta say, I do not know the melody or the lyrics. I probably heard it a couple of times.
It's West Virginia, man.
Yeah, no, I'm just...
You've only heard that a few times? Come on. There's no way. I don't believe you.
I've heard Fortunate Son maybe 1,000 times, but Country Roads, just a couple.
Yes.
Just around the time the meme was alive.
We can do the Paduru version of Jingle Bells.
We can. I mean,
I can. I'm the only one that probably knows it here. So
I have the lyrics in front of me. I don't know how some of the words fit the melody.
It's just Jingle Bells, and with the words there as the syllables go.
It seems like some of the Japanese words have more syllables than there should be. I mean, in this case, jingle bells, not overall.
Okay, Pac-Man says that water is not a problem. Islands are too OP. I think they need enough on their reload time. Yeah, islands are...
which is not realistic, but they've been nerfed beyond any possible expectations. Usually, driving full speed into an island, sailing full speed into an island would...
Because you're flying.
Well, because irreparable damage. Yeah, in our game it causes flying. Physics,
Physics do be like that sometimes.
I am reaching Odin's turtleback, and this is very annoying.
Are you going to Valhalla?
Is gone. No, I'm going to
the Samagi is about to remove you from existence.
Yeah, I'm 223 HP. Let's see, can I deal any damage to? Yes, I can deal some damage to Odin.
Goodbye, Amagi.
I think I finally hit from Amagi, but Odin finished me up. So yeah, double focus fire factor. Some people know my nickname, and also people selecting that early, they are aggressive towards her. And this has to be the record of losses on our streams.
Probably. I am an absolute potato, so.
I am potato squared, cubed.
Well, I guess what is the absolute figure of a potato? Would that be a French fry?
No, because that's worked on. I mean, that's much more edible. It's more useful in the caloric intake way, because I think cold starch is harder to digest. Hey, important things have been discussed here on World of Warships Legends podcast. Coming to you monthly, sometimes bi-monthly.
This Tuesday night.
And by bi-monthly, I mean twice a month and not every 2 months.
We have more important incoming news from Kagashiwa. Water is bugged. Sometimes it is above my ship. This should not occur. For sure. Try not thinking next time.
But keep in mind, there are more planes in the ocean than there are submarines in the sky.
That's creepy.
That's true. So that's Philosophy Minute in our World of Warships Legends monthly podcast. Wait. So we're talking about water should not be above the ship. Ostensibly, when you maneuver hard enough, you can get some water, your starboard or your port. And if you look at ships like Lenin, I understand she's not real, but her aft is very close to the surface. So she would probably get a lot of splash on her rear deck. There is... No, sorry, I felt I lost everyone.
Nope.
No, that was the sound of a splash.
We're letting you go.
There's a bit of vertical movement in ships when they maneuver, so water above your decks is healthy.
Oh, I deserve that.
Once again, apologies to the blue team. Wait, could you not exit yet? Unless you did.
I have not.
And just push the menu button and take a look at the visibility widget.
Oh yes. So we have added a visibility widget to and a little bit of gun range widget to the pause menu, so that you can see the statistics of your ships. So most of the stats at the moment are your detectability stats, so how your stealth works actively throughout the game. And then there's also firing range. And yes, we realize that secondary battery firing range is not figured in there yet, but we have noted that for feedback. And they're telling us that we need to sing now.
Yeah. I was just prepared to ask, do you know what time it is? It's time to sing.
What song is it?
Well, you choose. It's
dear.
Silent Night or Jingle Bells. Or country road again.
Should we just do the course for country roads? Let me find. Or is it to John Denver? Okay.
So everyone who's watching the stream can sing with us. We can't hear you, but you can do your best.
I'll sync the Bismarck.
Okay. I honestly don't know how the verses go.
This will be your cover.
What's the starting word? that you're
Remix.
using?
It's almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge
Almost
Mountains.
heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, and blowing like a breeze. And then
Wow,
we go into the
that was
chorus.
actually really good.
I mean, maybe that's a career path.
So history streams, singing, and podcast. We have a lot of plans for 2021.
Oh dear. I'll have to practice.
With Justin, Bueller A. Cyrus.
Country
So
roads.
There are some people who want to have that on Spotify already.
Oh dear.
I can probably play a guitar backing track.
We will have our own World of Warships Legends band.
No, I'm not good. I'm not going to do it now. That's actually a good question. Whether Twitch will spot that and just cancel all the sound for us.
It was so good that Twitch cannot cancel that.
Yes, they can.
Yes.
But we're
Yeah.
friends with Twitch, so if you've broken your rules, we'll deal with it. Should we do something fun and just go for a double brawler, Massachusetts Rush B?
Yeah, we can P90 Rush B.
P90X. That was not product placement, by the way. I'm vigorously clicking.
Oh yes, an important question. Does Phil like anime? I can't be the only one.
I can't say I actively dislike it. I just don't care about it. It doesn't bother me, but it doesn't interest me either.
Oh, can you see my build on the Massachusetts? So currently I'm running a full brawler build, which is probably not an optimal build, but it's definitely a fun build. So I am running as inspirations Franz von Hipper, which gives me some extra secondary gun range, and I'm running Mikhail Kedrov, which gives me some traverse speed for my battleship guns, which helps me out a little bit in brawls. And then I have Brawler, I have Porcupine, Firefighter. At the moment, I'm running Properly Meticulous just to get a little bit of extra gun range, but you can swap that for Master Mechanic if you want to. And then I'm going to swap Fight Fire with Fire with the Ultimate Running with Scissors just to get even more. Actually, no, I'm not going to go with Running with Scissors. I'm going to go with Will to Rebuild just for the safer pick. And then I'm going to throw on some flags.
I'm actually going to go for Fight Fire with Fire. And
So, if we would have WoW's Legends music band, what kind of songs would we write?
Oh dear.
bad, probably.
Probably
Come
bad sea shanties.
I don't know. We'll start with covers.
And use the music of the ocean to
What is the music of the ocean?
It depend. It do depend. Something Sabaton's Bismarck.
I do play metal in my spare time, but I don't know that Lane's voice deserves something smoother, something like what Jeff Buckley did, I guess. Yeah, next time we'll make you sing Hallelujah.
Oh dear. I will have to practice with that. Lift a conch shell to your ear. That is the music of the ocean. Oh, magic conch shell. What should I do?
Under the Sea from Little Mermaid. Here's another suggestion.
Oh
Okay.
no. I don't. I only remember parts of the chorus of that. I could not even try. It says P90 Rush B.
What about SpongeBob theme song?
I couldn't do that one entirely. No Disney. No Disney.
Are you ready, kids?
No.
Yeah, we're not.
I am not ready in the slightest to do SpongeBob theme song. So
We will be blocked.
yeah, we would probably would be blocked if we continue doing music on stream. So feels bad, man.
But now I can't help but play it in my head. Thank you, everyone.
If we do very bad beatboxing while you're singing, would any algorithms actually detect that music?
Possibly.
For sure.
If you do a random beatbox, I'm sure you'll run into somebody's beatbox.
Yeah, but how many beatboxes are in the detection program? I mean, I guess all of them.
Who knows?
It's like reverse Shazam. You try to sing something random and you find out what the song is like. Russian bee, Russian bee, Russian bee, Russian bee, Russian bee. I hope that's not copyrighted.
According to chat, there are a lot of fans of SpongeBob.
It seems so.
He's a positive. He overcomes issues. He's good to his friends. SpongeBob is my role model.
Now you know everything about Feligula.
You heard it here.
SpongeBob best anime. Lol.
Did they ever have any anime like standalone episodes? I wonder.
Wait, SpongeBob have any anime standalone episodes?
Officially.
I don't think there's any official ones. There is the SpongeBob anime video on YouTube, which is fantastic. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend going to see it.
I think I have seen a couple. I had a question in my DM. Will we ever have Keanu Reeves in our game? Because it seems that SpongeBob the movie had him. Trailer Park had him.
Did?
What's the other game? Yeah, the latest SpongeBob movie had Keanu Reeves.
I know they had David Hasselhoff in one, but I didn't know they had Keanu.
The latest CGI movie had Keanu.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I guess every self-respecting company has Keanu now.
This is true.
It's a matter of time before we do. Death Stranding. I mean, 2 Keanu featuring games have a crossover. That's crazy. Wait, no. Am I missing something?
I do not believe Death Stranding doesn't have Keanu, as far as I know.
Norman Reedus. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, and Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, nice. He's into that.
And I just popped my damage control party way too early on that. Feels oof, man.
I cannot reach anything to reach with my secondaries. Taking 2 torpedoes from that Fletcher over there. Can we punish her what's going down? No, no.
We're going to try to chase down the Fletcher here.
Yep, but she's fast and she's behind the cover.
Any news on future Global XP ships coming soon?
There will be a few in 2021. Can't say very soon. Okay, I got my secondaries damaging her. Yes, yes. Can I withstand the wall of torpedoes?
I'm going to press X to down on that. Massachusetts has 46% resistance, but
my secondaries did kill one of the modules, and not 2 of the modules.
And I stole it. There we go. Yes,
right.
the mighty X button, that which unites both consoles and PC even.
Yeah, if by doubt you mean switch ammo.
Yeah, shoot that island.
Whoops.
It is not nerfed enough.
What other questions do we have? Because I think we're going completely off the wall now.
Indeed. It's mostly Keanu related.
How many
And
handshakes? How many handshakes separate us from Keanu?
Probably 5.
Might have met Keanu, I guess. Well, no more than 6. So, what are those juicy, those important questions that we can help save the world with by answering?
yes.
Calypso.
I'm trying to find something which is not related to Keanu Reeves or SpongeBob. So some people are asking for Cap as a commander or some patches with Cap and Fishy.
They'll probably get them at some point.
So let's see. We got what was the design decision behind nerfing Equilibrium of Power and adding another skill for BBs besides buffing the damage control module instead? So I think to answer that, there's a mixture of factors going in here. First off, EOP appeared to be and arguably was a very powerful skill and a very popular skill at that. And so we wanted to combat the perception of a high explosive meta, as well as we wanted to add a skill for battleship commanders that didn't require a trade-off. And so those two things kind of combined together in what became fighting fire with fire and the EOP nerf. If I got missed anything there, Phil, please fill in.
No, that's correct. It's just an extra option to limit the overall issue with fires and battleships. And it is true that Cleveland specifically and Helena to a lesser point were becoming quite the obvious leaders in the damage race for tier 7 and 6 cruisers. So we had to cull it somewhat. And we're only 2 days in. First day shows that there is some success, but of course we will make any and all of our judgments once we're a couple of weeks in at least. But considering it's holiday season, we'll take a serious look probably by the end of this update. So don't expect any additional changes to Fire Meta February 1st, but maybe there's something that's going to happen in March. It's going to be actually March 9th.
Oh, Suzuma is getting a little friendly with me.
You can push it to the limit, past the point of no return.
Riding on the razor's edge.
Maybe.
I think we're actually going to win a game in this.
Yes.
This cannot happen.
I mean, our strategy was so bold and unexpected, and people were not ready.
Nobody expects the P90 Rush B.
Correct.
Okay, I have a question since this is a holiday season. Any suggestions for Christmas movies from our team? That's
Elf.
an actual question from chat. Elf.
Elf.
Okay, Elf from Feligula.
ELF.
Philip, what do you have?
I mean, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but
The Christmas one. No joke.
and then, my family has a tradition of watching a dark movie or a war movie on Christmas Eve.
Okay, Krampus.
So, Krampus, yeah, Krampus is actually a pretty fun romp. Let's see.
I would go with something classic as Home Alone, for example. I know I still find it funny.
And Macaulay Culkin just turned 40 years old, by the way.
Indeed.
How about that?
And he still looks older than Keanu.
Does he?
He does, yes. In my opinion, at least.
I mean, I guess it's a section now in our streams, just discussing Keanu and Keanu news.
Indeed.
I think Keanu does look his age, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Oh, And for everyone loving anime, Tokyo Godfathers are the Christmas anime as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes. There is also an episode of Today's Menu with the Emiya family that is about New Year's, which is excellent. That entire show is very wholesome and great. And you can learn how to cook a few things in that show as well.
The Nightmare Before Christmas is a good, very family friendly.
Is the stop motion animation one, or?
Yeah, the one from Tim Burton.
Okay, yeah. I've seen glimpses of it, I think.
So for next Christmas stream, we should have someone dressed up as Grinch.
End it with a citadel onto a turpitz. Feels good.
How do you dress as Grinch? You need cat whiskers. You need to paint your face green. Oh, nice citadel. So I think we're about 10 seconds apart on what you see and what I see.
Yes.
I don't know.
Gremlins is a Christmas film. I've seen that. Yeah, it is a good one.
Correct. And so is Gremlins too, is it? Is it not?
I don't know about Gremlins.
Should we just use the proven formula again?
Is there any ships that we missed?
Well, we didn't do Yahagi.
We didn't do Yahagi. We should do.
Let's go to tier 4, which means I'm gonna go for König.
Grab Genichi Mikawa. No, it's probably not an optimal ship for this.
Do not worry about the giveaway winners, guys. I will be having the list in a few moments from our social media manager, Mighty Cheetah. She will send me the list, and I will announce during the next battle. So a few minutes ahead.
Sweet reading of the names. That's one of my favorite parts. You have to keep a straight face through.
Okay, I will try.
We don't have any remote face sensors, like cameras, but we'll feel if anything is off. Okay, my auto celiacs with Justinian Lyons and William Sims, I guess. No, and Franz von Hipper. Where are you?
We will send all your best wishes to Tikane and the Sailing Robin. I see a lot of viewers mention them.
Wait. By use of technology, our best wishes to Tekane and the Sailing Robin. And
yeah.
Now you can clip this part and just send to them.
Okay, I will do.
We love you very much. We miss you. We've had our issues with setting up the stream. But
I will make screenshots from the chat, so guys, you can send some messages to them and say that you missed them.
I see Chrysanthos from the PC team saved us. It was a Christmas miracle.
Indeed, it was a Christmas miracle. Down to the minute. Well, down to the negative minute, but it's fine.
Well, still, we are in pandemic, so it is challenging, but it is fun, and glad we made it.
Yes. Just upgrading my König.
Merry Christmas to the whole team. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you all as well.
Merry Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Yom Kippur. That's the extent of holidays I know of. Specific to Russia at this point, is it? Is there? I don't think so.
Those white and black flags are from the Azur Lane 2 collaboration, Jay Fisher. That's where they're from.
I'm going to put an Ashitaka flag on my König, and of course, a Warhammer camo.
It's big brain Koenig.
Yes. Big brain carnage, I guess. It does look bloody. Literally.
So I guess to go over a little bit of what Yahagi is about, it is a one of the few Japanese light cruisers that was built during the war, and one of the very few modern Japanese light cruisers. Basically, to get the guns, not the turrets, but the guns to mount on the ship. Originally, they wanted to use the triple 155 gun turrets that went onto the Yamatos, but they would be too large. So they used spare guns from the secondary armaments of the Kongo and Fuso class battleships to arm the turrets here. And so they made a series of little light cruisers with powerful torpedoes and used them throughout the war. Yahagi herself is calling her a cursed ship might be an accurate description. She was there when a lot of other ships sank, and which was unfortunate. She was there whenever she sank shortly before Yamato did during that fateful mission, after receiving an absurd amount of hits, but gave good service throughout the war.
There we go. How is her speed, by the way?
Very good. At Tier 4, she's going 36.1 knots, at least on my build, which is quite fast.
Speed, which also featured Keanu Reeves. And there you go. There's another tie-in. There's another segue. You're welcome.
Oh, there's a wild Makitango in here.
Is there?
Indeed, in the Texas Alpha.
Mr. Super Tester.
Are Yubari and Yahagi the same class? That's from the chat.
Yubari is a one-off ship. They wanted to do whenever they made Yubari, they wanted to test a construction method, more or less, in order to build that ship. And it was the Yubari is a one-off design. The Yahagi is part of the Agano class, of which I believe there were 4 cruisers. There's Agano, Yahagi, Sawano, and Noshiro are the 3 that I can remember of the Agano class.
Which is more than most people.
Texas Alpha.
On the stream, at least. On this side of the stream, at least.
Did I see it correct? That was Texas Alpha?
Indeed. That is,
what's that?
That is Makitango.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just gonna randomly ping the map. Oh, I'm so sorry, Makitango, I have to do this. Not reach you. Yes, he's pretty good with starting and stopping. Throttle control.
Oh no, that had a lot more drift to it than I was expecting it to.
You have so much more to give. Don't die.
Please don't die. Try your best, try your best.
I am about secondaries, so I have to reach that emerald. Not get hit by her torpedoes. Maybe? Okay, Makitango.
I guess the notable feature of the Yahagi is her absurd torpedo range for Tier 4, which is 12 kilometers. However, she pays for that with this horrible torpedo firing angle. So, it's a trade-off.
It's not horrible, it's challenging.
She's torpedo angle challenged, you would say?
Indeed.
Challenges are there to be overcome.
There are no new information on a 155 Mogami. I saw that question earlier. Sorry.
Anything new in the chat?
Let's see.
Or not ships related? We take all comers. We take all questions. Hard.
Yes, we take all questions. So
yeah, it's the question show.
Aside from carriers, please.
That's another good question to have answered again. Will the modules you put onto rental ships be refunded?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not refunded, but you will keep them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Clans will be hopefully arriving in 2021. We don't have any ETA, but we will let you know. Do penguins have knees? Well, that's the question I was waiting for.
Torpedo beat.
Don't believe they do.
I believe they do.
I mean, you are the person with Google today.
Okay. But Google is like a very simple way.
Okay, use DuckDuckGo. I don't know.
Okay, penguin knees are tucked up inside their bodies.
Okay.
Here you go.
You have knees, but you don't use them. Oh, that didn't work.
Okay, I'm ready with the giveaway winners.
Okay.
Here we go. So from PlayStation, these guys will have a Super Santa container, so listen carefully. Mikey Tango, Ghost Pilot 9082, Dewsome, That One Guy 164, Jackson Powers, Bacon Breakers, Dan Diablo JSY, Gaming Girl DE, Axel Durs, I'm really sorry if I pronounce it wrong, Brandy Boy 2002, Ray Gun 115829, Valk 71, Penguin is bad, but he has knees, as we already know. Atani 441, Bernie 1, Negan IQ, Cisco 1990, Evil Hobo 09,
Hobo.
Ex Dragula, The Sant 309, Captain Karim, Captor Kim, sorry, from Xbox, Lord Phoenix, Just Elite X, Jask Zor, Manwaring, Slovetsky, Dark Drones, Razgriz 157, Undead Zeus, Dialga 88, EVO 107, Fighter Jetman, Unbeaten Mori, Frostwalker 2, Half Viper 6, Sir Niffleton, King JJ, UNL 2015, Alex VWCH, I am Razgriz, okay, Jacka Samurai, and Luke 3H6. Here we go. So, guys, you will receive your rewards within 24 hours. Maybe after the stream, maybe tomorrow, but yeah,
I'm gonna be honest here. Probably tomorrow. It's getting pretty late here.
it is. So, congratulations to all the winners. Thank you for participation. We will send all these containers tomorrow.
We wish each and every one of you to get a key if you want her. If not, then whatever you want to get.
I will try to sprinkle some magic over those Super Santa containers.
But it does not work, full disclaimer. Even if it's sealed with a kiss.
Yeah, I cannot change that.
It's just the maths, the algorithm, the engine.
Indeed.
I think we've shown everything there is to show and discussed all there is to discuss. Well, there are ranked battles, guys.
Yes.
Come to you in 2 weeks. Tier 5, 2 destroyers. Is it 2 destroyers max? Is it 1?
Dude,
I think it is 2. I think it's 2. It's 2 players per division max. I think only one of them can be a destroyer. And losers do not get any stars this time. In part, it is to discourage the max XP behavior for the teams that perceive themselves as losing. And for another part, just to make it hardcore. It will be frustrating. It will be butt burning. But those of you who get through it and get to have a unique badge that's not attainable anyway otherwise. We might be back in January with another stream with certainly better players than myself. I will not promise it yet, but we'll try to have a stream, maybe middle of January, maybe first half, just to have fun, not do anything specific to the update. For World of Warships Legends team, I'm Filigula.
Indeed.
And this is where you're supposed to say I'm Prince Blip and I'm Calypso.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, so Calypso, Prince Blip, and Feligula, we're here for you for this special and unexpected in some ways Christmas stream. We all hope that you will have very great holidays this season.
Indeed.
Prince Blip, wish something to our viewers as well.
I wish you a safe Christmas, everybody, as well as a great Happy New Year's and a better 2021, because as the camo says, next year will be better. And so thank you for joining us on the stream and as the Legends team. I hope we answered as many questions as we could have, and we look forward to seeing you next time. So have a great holiday, everyone.
Yeah, respect, guys.